So, after nearly 3 years, we finally got Season 1, Episode 8 of Helluva Boss. In this video, I'll give a quick rundown of what happens in the episode, and then I'll move on to discuss the things I liked and disliked about it. I'll conclude with some final thoughts as well. So, the episode continues from Season 1, Episode 7. Tex invites Luna to a Hellhound party on the Gluttony Ring. Some random Hellhound insults Luna, and I'm fairly sure this is a Mean Girls reference. At the party, the leader of the Gluttony Ring, Beelzebub, shows up. She's a half canine, half insect. She's voiced by Kesha and sings the first song of the episode, Cotton Candy. There's numerous other songs in the background, however they aren't listed in the credits unfortunately. Tex reveals that he is dating Bee, which causes Luna to become upset. Luna tries to leave the party and phones Blitz to come pick her up. Blitz shows up and Luna gets in. However, the pair decide to stay after Luna spots an attractive hellhound while another imp recognizes Blitz. Blitz and Bee have a contest to see who can chug the most alcohol. Blitzo wins but is super drunk. We fast forward a little and Tex and Bee tell Luna that Blitz is wasted and should go home. Luna, who has been half angry the entire night, has an argument with Bee. Bee transforms into a giant version of herself and threatens Luna. Luna gives up and walks away to find Blitz snogging random imps. The two leave in their van, with Luna waving at the other hellhounds. The two of them arrive home with Blitz being super drunk. Luna gives him a glass of water, tucks him into bed, and she goes to sleep herself. Blitz throws up. The end credits showcase the second song of the episode, Monsters Ball, and that's the end of the episode. So before we get into my thoughts on the episode, it's important to address the elephant in the room. This episode was delayed by 2 years for legal issues. I'm going to make a standalone video discussing my theories on why it was delayed, but it's pretty clear that it has something to do with Kesha. I just find it funny that I was the first one to theorize this in a YouTube video a year ago, and I was correct. So with the legal stuff discussed, it's time to go into the things I liked about the episode. Firstly, the songs were unreal. Both songs in the episode were sick. Cotton Candy is super catchy and Monsters Ball is my personal favourite. My only gripe is that personally I think Cotton Candy is a little too long. It takes up nearly a third of the episode, and since it's 15 minutes in total, dedicating 3 minutes to one song is a little too much in my opinion. The song and colours are a clear reference to Vivzy Pop's Die Young music video, so I thought that was a nice touch. My favourite character of the episode, Bee, was awesome. I've seen some people complain about her design being too complicated, but I really like it. Kesha did a great job voicing her, and I love Bee's personality. Kesha is known for her party lifestyle and music, so having her be the embodiment of gluttony and the ultimate party animal was the perfect choice. It's pretty interesting that Tex, a normal hellhound, is dating one of the 7 sins. If you didn't know, the 7 sins are some of the most powerful demons in all of hell, since each one is in charge of a different ring. This means that Tex is dating someone who is more powerful than his actual boss, Verosika. I can't wait to see the other leaders of Hell's rings in future episodes. The songs were really good, probably my 2 favourite out of the entire show so far. Although this episode was a little weak in the story and plot department, the awesome background tracks and 2 great songs carried it hard. I'll be replaying both songs for a while. When you see that a song is made by Silverhound, that's when you know it's going to be a banger. The animation as always was stellar. The team deserve a round of applause for how much work was put into this episode. The cool backgrounds mixed with the lighting really give off the atmosphere of a huge party. The animation of Bee's lava lamp body is also sick. So with the good things out of the way, it's time to talk about some of my issues with the episode. The first is that overall the episode feels a little half-baked. Not much happens in terms of the story, and we basically get a little character development for Luna, Blitz, Tex, and Bee. Luna's character feels like a bit of a downgrade in this one, like with her being abrasive towards Bee for basically no reason. We see that Luna doesn't have many friends, and this party was a way for her to gain some. However, instead of keeping Tex as a friend, she starts a row with the pair, and I felt a little confused watching it unfold. The overall story is that Luna and Blitz go to that party, Blitz gets drunk, Luna falls out with Tex and Bee, but meets other hellhounds like Dennis, and the 2 of them go home. This episode was definitely a fun little conclusion of season 1, but I think labelling it as part 2 originally was a misplay. If you didn't know, this episode was meant to be part 2 of the 2-part finale. After the legal issues pushed the episode back, the team renamed part 1 and made it the finale, with this episode being just a fun conclusion. Vivzy had to do several tweets in the past to calm fans down, because the hype train was rolling for 2 years and people feared that once the episode would release, fans would get angry because it wasn't a true conclusion to the 2-part finale. I'm glad the episode is finally out and can stand on its own as a fun side episode, rather than being held to such a high standard that comes with being a 2-parter. This episode is similar to The Shrubs, where it doesn't necessarily push the plot forward, it instead just offers some fun gags and shows the characters interacting with the world. This is fine, but as a result the story doesn't really link into season 2. This next point is down to personal preference, but the design of Bee is a little confusing. Personally I loved her, but I've seen multiple people, along with a friend I watched the episode with, point out that she is a little out of place. The Gluttony Ring is Bee and Honey related, but Bee is a wolf. It would have made more logical sense for Beelzebub to be a full-on insect rather than a hybrid. I've seen seen people put forward the idea that Bee should have been a large, chubby queen bee. Bee can spawn food items out of thin air, and can also transform into a larger version of herself when she's angry, so perhaps these abilities could play into her design as well. She could also be the one to produce the Beelzebub alcoholic juice. Personally, I like this headcanon, and I can understand why some people think that Bee is a bit of a missed opportunity. So overall, I really enjoyed this episode. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. There are some issues, but I don't think they're big enough to damage the episode significantly. I feel like this episode was a nice little side plot to help conclude season 1. The last couple episodes of season 2 have been really story focused with emotional moments, so I think having episode 8 be a fun little joke episode was a nice fit. It's a shame we couldn't see the episode back 2 years ago, but I think we're really lucky to be able to see it at all. So yeah, that's my review of the newest episode of Helluva Boss. If you have any thoughts on what I said or opinions of your own, feel free to leave them in the comments section down below. Thanks for watching.